Hey everyone, Joe Warner here from DPX Live. We're going to rerun a show this week that I did back on August 7th with Charla and Beth. They got some great projects coming up. We're going to be live again next week, October 22nd at 9 p.m. Detroit Paranormal Expedition, my group that I'm affiliated with, is going to be in studio with me. We're going to go over some of the best evidence from this year. Until then, enjoy the show, and we'll see you next week. Tonight's show was brought to you by GoTech Packs. Need an affordable and convenient solution for handling your gear? Check out GoTech Packs, a versatile solution for organizing and storing all of your important gear. GoTech Packs' smart design are synonymous with quality and durability that's engineered to last. From survivalists to preppers, GoTech Packs has something for everyone. Their tactical vests and camera backpacks are perfect for the paranormal enthusiasts and adventurers alike. They even have backpacks and tactical vests for dogs. So whether you're on a tactical mission or deep inside a haunted location, GoTech Packs has your back with an impressive variety of configurations. Find the perfect bag for any endeavor at GoTechPacks.com. And right now, get a special discount. Use the Spirit Realm Network's discount code SRN10 and get 10% off any purchase over $30. Check out GoTech Packs today at GoTechPacks.com. That's GoTechPacks.com. Want to miss it. So now on to the show. Tonight's guests are Charla Hardin and Beth Moore. A little bit about Beth. She is the lead investigator and psychic medium for Ghost Hunts USA and founder lead investigator of BAB Paranormal. Beth travels the U.S. investigating haunted locations with her coworkers from Ghost Hunts USA, giving first-time investigators to use equipment and become more intrigued with the paranormal world. You can find Beth on Twitter and Instagram at Mrs. Moore, M-O-R-R-E. I hope I spelled that right, 10,003. If not, she'll let me know. Now a little bit about Charla. Charla is the co-founder of... I missed that. Well, she's the owner of Trade Wolf Films, president of Digital Inc. Concepts, chief digital and social officer of VidiSpace Incorporated, director of Ghost of War series, executive producer of The Twisted Realm. A little bit more about Charlotte. She's one of the most interesting things that she has done is the 18 years of experience she has in video surveillance, electronic, microwave, thermal technology, which help her evaluate anomalies and often leaves her shocked by some of the experiences and evidence that she found from security footage. So enough about me talking. Let's talk to these two amazing women. Here they are, Charla and Beth. Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. Hi. How are you?
Good. Thank you for taking time. I know you guys have busy schedules. We've been talking back and forth, and you guys are in two completely different states, correct?
Yeah. I'm in Ohio, and Charla's off in Georgia.
Georgia.
You got to say it like that.
Georgia.
Or it doesn't mean
Georgia.
Yeah. So I did a quick synopsis of both of you. But if I missed anything, let me know. Beth, starting with you. Did I miss anything?
No, not at all. You covered it all, and you spelled my name right. So.
Okay, good. I looked at it, and I'm like, because I did it this morning when I was working my 16-hour shift, and I'm like, I hope it's right.
Yeah, it was right. You did good. You did good.
Good. Charlotte, did I miss anything with you?
I don't think so. I think I just lost connection for a minute, but it looks like I'm back now.
Okay.
So
good.
I didn't hear the last few minutes.
Okay. Well, good. Then I didn't miss anything.
No, he gotcha.
I want to start with you, Beth, and talk about the Ghost Hunts USA. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because I find that very intriguing.
Yeah. Basically, the company started about 4.5 years ago. And a lot of people that are intrigued by the television shows or have had experiences their whole lives, but don't want to go out and rent a location on their own or go out and experience this on their own, they can come to our events and purchase tickets online. So we're there to kind of guide them. We supply equipment, show them how to use it, give them different techniques from old school to high technology ways to interact with the spirits.
Hmm.
And we have, oh my gosh, over 60% are returning guests.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they come back, they come back, they come back, which is fantastic because it means we're doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Now, do you guys do like a certain part of the U.S. or do you travel all over?
we're all over the United States. We are all the way from California to New York to Florida, Texas, Tennessee, Mississippi. I mean, you name it, we're there. West Virginia, um, Missouri, Minnesota. I mean,
Well, that's
we're
why it's
everywhere.
hard to get in touch with you because you're all over the place.
Yes. Yeah, basically, yeah. I was in Colorado 4 times in the past month and a half.
At least it's not
So
snowing.
that's true. That's true.
It could be a lot
It's
worse.
beautiful.
What are
Yes.
some of the your favorite locations from doing stuff like that?
That's such a hard question because every place is so unique
Hmm.
that they're all my favorites. So each one of them brings something completely different. So like Lizzie Borden bed and breakfast, the history alone is phenomenal. So it's a favorite of mine. Moundsville, of course, in West Virginia is just outstanding for nonstop interaction with the spirit world. Missouri State Pen is just that creepy, dark,
Hmm.
you know. Um,
I love
gosh,
penitentiaries.
I do too. I do too. Yeah, every one of them is so different. I would have to say my absolute favorite is our new one that one of our new ones that we just got is the Abbey Monastery in
Okay.
Canyon City, Colorado. Um, how cool is it to go in and investigate an old freaking monastery
Yeah.
and all the religious aspects of it, the shields and everything, they're gone.
Hmm.
So the first thing that moves in is darkness. It's been trying to get in the whole entire time. Well, it's there, and the monks and the nuns are still there protecting that building, protecting the staff that's there. It's a wicked cool place.
That's awesome.
Super, yeah.
How can the viewers find out more about locations that you're coming up with?
So if you can join us on our Ghost Hunts USA group page on Facebook, and the people that join the group page actually get kind of a sneak peek at some of the new places that we are launching
Okay.
before everybody else. So you can join us there, or you can go to ghosthuntsusa.com, and that's where you can purchase the tickets and see all of the amazing locations that we have.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. I'm
Absolutely.
definitely gonna check that out because I think it's really cool. Because when I started getting into it, that how my first thing I went to.
Mhm.
Oh, hold on.
Hello, Charla.
Whoa.
Hold on one
Easy.
second here. You gotta
Hello, Sage Bowl.
you gotta
Yes.
ungroup it. Just keep talking. All right. So
Hello, forehead of mine.
you gotta turn the eyeball back. Just turn the eyeball back. Okay. Okay. Jaden's got it.
He's working it out. He's working it out.
Yeah. Thanks, Jaden.
All right. Well, Cheryl will be back in just a second. Can you tell us a little bit about your paranormal group that you're with?
Yeah, BAB Paranormal. It stands for Badass Bitches Paranormal. We were an all-female group that kind of just started out. I didn't have a lot of friends that was into this like I was. So I was the weird one on girls' night that wanted to do EVP sessions versus go to the bar.
There we go.
And so
Jaden,
my
I underestimated you. I apologize.
my friend Shannon decided that she wanted to try this with me. She got hooked, fell in love. So then we started BAB Paranormal, and just started going around investigating anything that's local. We've been helping out with private homes investigations, people that are having issues and troubles, different things like that. So
Awesome.
that's kind of, I travel so much. I unfortunately don't get to do too much with my personal team, but
Well, it seems like you're always in a haunted location every day.
I'm
So.
always, yes, always.
All right. So Charlotte, let's go over to you since you came back. What's is that beeping in? Is that your box back there?
It is, and it's what's kind of weird is I've never heard it do that before. So there's
Well,
nothing on it right now.
well,
Um,
we'll get to that in a little bit because I keep
Yeah.
I'm so intrigued by it, and anyone who follows Charlotte or some of the things we're going to talk about is going to know exactly what that box is.
Uh-huh.
Because I got one made by the same guy right over there.
Uh-huh.
So
I don't know why it's doing that.
It sounds like a busy tone, like a phone call.
yeah, and we are doing a live feed, so
Well, I mean, what's strange is that there's nothing
there's no audio
on.
connected to it. Yeah, because I have the same, made by the same person, so I know exactly where you got to plug it into and everything. So
Uh-huh.
we'll get to that in a minute. So I was reading over your bio, and I wanted to talk real
Sorry,
quick.
I don't know what to
No,
do.
don't worry about it. I wanted to talk a little bit about, some of, you got your surveillance skills, and we're talking about the anomalies and all that. So what I wanted to ask you, what's your professional tips you can give to our viewers about when they watch our live feeds and what to look for and what to kind of, not look at?
So for as far as video surveillance goes,
Yeah, like, how we do our static cameras with the security cameras and everything like that.
one thing that's important is lighting and making sure that you have your lighting correct and understand where you are in regards to your lighting. Because sometimes I've seen shadow figures on things, and it's actually because somebody is walking in front of a light that they can't see,
Mm-hmm.
right? And because it's infrared or whatever, and they don't realize that that's happening. I don't know what to do. Sorry.
Well, actually, Jeff's in the chat right now.
Is he really?
Jeff, have you ever had that happen with one of your boxes where nothing's connected to it, but a busy tone's coming in? We'll see if he responds here in a second.
Okay.
But if you want to continue on, I'm sorry.
Lighting is always important. I think Asbury might be trying to say hello. Hello, Asbury. So lighting is very important. Another thing is resolution and frame rate. It can mean the difference of, like in one frame of video, the car is in front of, on the road. The next frame of video, the car is already in the bush on the side of the road, and there's a lot that happened between that car being in the street and that car being in the bush. Mm-hmm. So the higher your frame rate at which you're recording, the more accurate video you'll get. Okay. I've seen things appear here and then they have appeared here, and they said, how did they get from here to here? But actually it's a frame rate thing, and if you up your frame rate you can see that. A lot of times live video that is watched is almost better than the recorded video, because if you're trying to save your hard drive space, then you'll typically lower that frame rate to try and be able to capture as much video as you can. So I'd say get a really good recorder and up that frame rate.
Yeah, I've learned a lot about frame rates and all that just by doing this, because I mean you do one little thing and like you see, like we were doing, and then everything just goes awry. But the other thing I wanted to talk about real quick with you, with your bio that you sent me, you said you're the direct descendant of Chief Gray Eagle, who's the last known Cherokee chief. Can you
he was the last known Cherokee chief of the Tallulah Falls Cherokee. Mm-hmm. And it's really interesting how all that came about and me learning about that. My father's cousin has done a lot of research on our family, and after talking about Ghosts of War series and making that happen,
Jeff said, "Yeah, the box is trying to grab your Bluetooth."
I just heard that. So the Bluetooth in my phone is off, though.
Spooky.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure. If you could elaborate, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna close it up. I'll just leave it on. So he's done a lot of research on that side of the family, and very little is known about him. There's a lot known in historic records and things like that, but in my family there weren't a lot of stories about that. There were some rumblings of it, but nobody really knew how deep those roots went. And so what's very interesting is his council chair was at a college in Tallulah Falls, Georgia. And it sat there for many years on display. And then I was researching it recently because I thought, how cool would that be, to go and actually sit in that council chair, which actually is just a very large rock. you know,
That's
It's a
cool.
council chair. 1700s, they used rocks.
Yeah.
So how cool would that be? Anyway, just to, just experience that and vibe off of it. But it was reportedly taken by a family member, and nobody knows who that family member was or where it sits now. So we don't know if that big rock is sitting in the middle of a field somewhere covered in moss, or, if they're actually taking care of it or what. So I'm going to try and track it down.
Well, sometimes things just pop up at the oddest locations and the time that you least expect it.
That's right.
So let's move on to our next topic that I want to talk about. It's a project, Charlotte, that you've been working on, and that actually DPX was part of with your fundraiser, and that's the Ghost of War series.
Right.
So I got a quick little promo here. All right, so tell us about it. What's it about?
So Ghost of War series started, I had an experience after investigating in Gettysburg with Beth. We were at a Ghost Hunts USA event, and she was actually just attending this event. I wanted to go to Gettysburg, and she was excited about going, and we were excited about going together. So she didn't even have to be there for work. She just went because she wanted to.
Okay.
And it was phenomenal. We had some great experiences that night, and then on the way out of town the next or 2 days later, if you've ever been to Gettysburg, there is a certain feeling that you get when you first get there, and it stays with you until you leave. It's just inexplicable. It's a sorrow. It's a heaviness. It's a mix of emotions, right? So I was leaving, and I, for some reason, just felt drawn to this field and pulled over. Now, a lot of the tourists were up on the other section up near the monument, stopping there. There's like a whole auto tour that you can do. And this was not a stop on the auto tour. I just felt compelled to stop. I got out of the car and I walked down next to the fence and I just laid down. And, cars whizzing by and I'm laying in the middle of the field. But I had this incredible experience. I thought about what would it feel like? What would I be experiencing if I were a soldier in the war and I was just injured or wounded and lie here, dying? The battle there started on the 2nd of July, and it didn't end until the 4th. And there were 2 days that passed before there was a ceasefire in which they could go and retrieve their wounded and their dead. So a lot of those men laid there for 2 days in the hot July sun, wounded, dying, probably terrified, delirious, all of the above. And it stuck with me. What would I be thinking? What would I be feeling? Who's going to take care of my family? Who's going to take care of my crops this year? What about my wife? I'll never see my children again. My mother, my father, just all those things that could be going through your mind. And I guess in any soldier's mind who's in any battle might think, but it stuck with me. And I wondered if maybe I had any relatives there. So I came back, started doing research, and it turns out that I did. I had, right now that I know of, 3 relatives. And what was really crazy is that once I found what battalions they were a part of and what skirmishes they were in, it ends up that 1 was in Thomas's brigade and 2 were in Wofford's brigade. The 2 that were in Wofford's brigade were brothers, and they were separated at Gettysburg, and 1 was taken, and he swapped sides, and he ended up fighting 2 years for the Confederacy and 2 years for the Union.
So you just changed sides right in the middle?
Yeah. So I started researching the battlefield maps that are out there, and I Google Earthed them. And I looked at the battlefield map, and I looked at the image that I had taken 3 years ago, and I thought, wait a minute, it can't be. And I did it again. I looked back and forth. And then 2 weeks ago, when I was there for the Battlefield Bash, Heather Larson and I stopped. And the original place that I thought I had taken the picture wasn't it. It was about maybe half a mile up the street. We had just been on the auto tour where we found the Wofford's Brigade Memorial and the Thomas Brigade Memorial. Where I was standing in that field when I took that picture and we recreated the picture was direct triangular configuration with Wofford's Brigade and Thomas's Brigade.
Oh, wow.
On the other end of that stinking field. Tell me how that happens.
And that's a 3-year difference too.
Yeah. But what's so crazy, and I had no idea at the time when I just pulled over to the field. What was so weird is that it's dead center in between where those two brigades started on that field in the Battle of Peach Orchard on that day. And so, the more and more I learn, it's just the coincidence.
And I will tell everyone, if you have a chance, go to their Facebook page, because you did a Facebook video of it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was a live video, and I watched it last night, and I was very intrigued by it because you have the maps and everything like that. If you have a chance, which Facebook page is that again? I know you have a few.
It's Ghosts of War series.
Ghost of War series. So if you have a chance after the show, or if you have some time, go to that Facebook page and watch it, because they show the pictures. You have the maps. They have photos of the two brothers too, right?
I do. Mm-hmm.
So if you have a chance, definitely go and look at that, because that's absolutely amazing that you take a photo 3 years ago and then in a random spot that you had no idea about, and then 3 years later it just all comes together.
Yeah. And, that experience that I had that day 3 years ago was really what kind of kicked this off for me. And, it was interesting because Beth kept saying in Gettysburg, I don't know if you remember this or not, Beth, but you kept saying that you felt like an older man was hanging out with us.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, if that has any relevance. I mean, Beth is like, when your best friend.
Your best friend.
Your best
see
friend.
my best friend.
My best friend. When your best friend is a psychic, it's, life is very interesting. So whenever she says that she sees, hears, senses, whatever, I always take that to heart because she's usually right. Mm-hmm. And it was really interesting that that's what you said that day. Mm-hmm. And I don't know.
Definitely excited to watch it because I want to see what happens. It's one of those to be continued, because you can't give out all the details, but I'm definitely excited to watch it and see where it goes.
Thank you.
With the series though, now we'll get back to the box. Jeff Fent,